Greece. When I hear that word, I think of beautiful seascapes, mythology, draconian austerity measures imposed by the European Union to prevent worldwide economic collapse, and one of my favorite sandwiches, the gyro, or gyro if you're from the American South. Today I'm going to be making a veganized version of the gyro that might outflavor its non-vegan counterpart, especially if you include the homemade vegan feta cheese from Chef Green Evie. I've included a link to her recipe below. So let's get started and make some gyros. I've been told my videos are too long, so let's cut to the chase. Take everything you see on the left-hand side of the screen and add it to the food processor with your 2 blocks of pressed and crumbled tofu, sans the shortening and vital wheat gluten. The oregano, the pepper, the marjoram, minced garlic. Here I'm adding the pork flavoring, I'll add a link to that below. And lastly, this is the better than bouillon. I'm then going to mix this until smooth. Once my mixture is completely smooth, I'm going to empty the contents into a large mixing bowl. I'm then going to add my 1/4 cup of vegetable shortening, then my 1 1/4 cup of vital wheat gluten, and then I'm going to knead that until it becomes firm. I'm then going to set my loaf into a loaf pan, and then put the loaf pan into a roasting pan halfway filled with water. I'm then going to place that into the oven set at 325 for 1 hour to 75 minutes, or until the loaf reaches an internal temperature between 165 and 175 degrees. While our gyro meat is in the oven, I'm going to make my feta. The recipe I'll be using comes from Green Evie, and its flavor profile is just incredible. I've included a recipe for her website below. I'm not going to go through the ingredients here. You will have to visit her website because she deserves all the attention for this, not me. Although I'm making my feta now, you'll want to make yours at least 1 to 2 days in advance so we'll have time to absorb all the flavors. When we finally assemble the gyros I made for this video, I'll be using the feta I made 2 days ago. Now that my gyro meat has reached an internal temperature of between 165 and 175 degrees Fahrenheit, I've taken it out of the oven, and here I'm going to slice off a piece. Now if you're a vegan, you might not be that familiar with gyro meat, but look how this tears. Amazing! Next I'm going to cut my loaf in half and place it into my industrial strength meat slicer and cut it into a whole bunch of slices approximately 1/8 of an inch thick. Using my loaf pan, I'm going to make a bath for the slices. Here I'm using 2 tablespoons of Dallas marinade and 1 tablespoon of oregano. And I'm going to fill the pan 1/4 of the way full with water. You do not have to use the same brand of marinade I'm using. You be you, homie. I'm going to place all my slices in the bath and press them down a little so they absorb some of the liquid. Then I'm going to place the slices on a cooling rack on a foil-lined baking sheet and bake each side for 15 minutes at 425 degrees. And yes, I know this isn't clean. This is the second round of gyros I made today, so shut up. Once the gyro meat is done, I like to dip a couple of slices in the marinade and rub it on my toasted pita bread. This adds a little bit more flavor and helps the bread stay soft. For my gyros, I'm adding lettuce, onions, tomato, the feta cheese I got from Green Evie, and tzatziki sauce. Now I didn't include the recipe for the tzatziki sauce because it's just vegan yogurt and minced cucumber. The only thing easier to make than tzatziki sauce is maybe ice cubes. And that's my recipe for vegan gyros. This is Scott for I Am Not a Chef. Thanks for watching, and if you try this, let me know what you think in the comments. And as usual, click like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.